Hi everyone, it's Jessa, your Usborne Books and More consultant. I am coming to you today to give you an idea of some of the books that Usborne has to offer for our pre-reading children. So that's babies, toddlers, and children who are learning to read but are not really yet reading on their own. So without further ado, let's get started. This is one of the best books that we have to offer for babies, for young children, for young toddlers, for anyone who's kind of rough on a book. These are the That's Not My series. We have a ton of these. They are fantastic. So this is That's Not My Monkey, and it says on the front its ears are too soft. So each page has this really cool texture, and it goes through all the different types of all the different types of monkeys that are not your monkey because they have different things that are just not right for your monkey. So this one is its feet are too smooth. And then at the end it's, yeah, that's my monkey, and it tells you why that's your monkey. So we have monkey, we have elephant, I think hedgehog is behind me. Tons of different stuff for kids who love animals. They have dolly, they have pirate, they have train, I believe. Huge offering, great because these are really sturdy books. Everything in them is really rigid. The pages don't bend. There's nothing to grab. I love them also because there is a very different texture on every page. They don't repeat throughout the book. Large variety. This is one of the only ones I've ever seen that has that. I find it in. It's right on the cover of this one. It's like a Velcro. It's really rough. My son loves this. He'll just sit there all day. It's in the back of the hedgehog one too, and he'll just sit there all day because it's a sound and a tactile thing. Okay, we have our slide and see books. Again, great for babies who are rough on books and rough on flaps. They slide instead of flap. So there are moving parts, which is great. Great for tactile response, for eye tracking. But let me get the glare off there. But it's not, there are no flaps, which is pretty cool. So we have our muddle and match, which is great for households with mixed ages, which most of them have, because it is sturdy enough for a baby to get their hands on, and I'm not going to damage it. But my daughter is 5 and reading chapters, but loves this kind of stuff, because each page kind of is split into 3 sections, and you can kind of mix and match the stories. So even if you have a child who's not reading, they can still play with it and mix and match and interact with the book, and you can read to them and read their different stories that they create. Very cool. We have our noisy books. This is Noisy Orchestra. We have a bunch of different ones. The noisy books that have circles down the side, with the exception of Orchestra, generally don't have a huge story in them. Let's see if there's one behind me. There are ones that have more of little rectangles down the side that are not the first noisy books. They're just noisy books that have a little more of a story going on in them. So this is Noisy Orchestra. I love it. I'm going to play and talk over it. It has a really cute story. I don't actually know where the stop button is. And it has these nice tabbed pages at the top, so it's really easy to turn. Again, I bought this for my 11-month-old son. My 5-year-old loves this, reads the whole thing, plays other things, really into learning about classical music, so this is awesome. And it's a little bit of a change of pace instead of all the animal noises, which we have a ton of too. Kids love them, but I love that we offer something that is not animal sounds. And we start into our flaps. We have Baby's Very First Touchy-Feely Lift the Flap Playbook. This has some flaps. It has finger trails. Finger trails are great. They generally go from left to right to help prepare for reading. These have some different textures in here as well. So there are flaps, there are textures, who's hiding, very minimal text, but lots of really bright colors. This is one of my favorite books, my personal favorites for little ones, but it has flaps. This is a touchy-feely animal hide and seek. So each page kind of has an animal hiding. It also increases in number on each page to help get kids used to counting. Let me get the glare off there. Get used to counting. Touchy-feely's multiple textures on every page. Again, that scratchy texture, some fluffy textures, and again, we're counting every animal. Each page has one more animal than the last page. A lot of our books have these cool little tabs on the side for babies and toddlers. It makes them really easy to turn. I love this book. This is a great book to read with your children when they're starting to get used to looking and finding things, because how many kinds of animals can you see? Which animals have babies? So it engages them, it gets them thinking, it gets them prepared for things like activity books, look and finds, things of that nature, and it also creates a conversation with your kids, which is really cool. This is a board book. It is I Want to Be an Astronaut. It is more of a flexible board book, just so you know. I mean, the That's Not Mine's are, you could just about hammer a nail with this thing. This is solid. My son cannot destroy these, thankfully. But this has a really nice story in it about all the different things they want to be. The illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. And again, great for mixed ages within the house because it does have a nice story. But it's also a nice sturdy board book, so we don't have to like hide these on top shelves. This, I'm going to sit back for a sec, is one of the coolest things that we offer. These are the Busy Car books. I have never seen anything like this. So it comes with a little car. This is your Busy Car, and this is a pullback. We also have wind up for kids that are a little bit older and have that dexterity. Pullbacks are great for the younger ages. My 11-month-old just totes the car around and runs it on the floor. But again, I bought this for the baby and my daughter loves it. So you pull it back. I'm going to try to get it flat for you. Start here. And there goes your car. And there's a story that runs along the track. And in every page, it eventually starts a loop. So it's not going to run off the page or anything. We have a bunch of different ones of these. We also have them in a set. I know I put it on a couple wish lists. And if you'll notice in the wish list, just so you know, I generally put, if we offer things in combined volumes or in a set, it's generally at a discount, so I'll normally put that on the wish list. Don't think that that's because I'm trying to sell you the whole thing, but I want you to be aware of it because there normally is a savings to be had. If you're going to buy 2 of these, you might as well buy the set of 3, generally, because you're going to get the third one for a lot less. These are Listen and Learn books. They are awesome. They have cards. So this is Mi Cuerpo, My Body. So there are a bunch of cards in here. You push the go button right here.
Mi cuerpo.
Mi Cuerpo. And then it tells you.
Los hombros.
Your shoulders. And so it goes through, and they have ones for just first words. These are fantastic for learning. All right, I'm going to pause now because I have a feeling that I'm going to have to split this into 2 parts anyway. So I'm going to see you all in a minute.